That sounds to me, Mike, like a duck.
Yep, you know what time it is, man. This is, of course, your favorite channel, man, CTB. This is Chan Talk Boxing. I am your boy, Jay Slay. I'm about to wreck your chin with this one, man. Hey, yo, ESPN's on an all-out blitz of not only our Haymon's character, but they are about to, they have started, yo. They have started to assassinate Earl Spence Jr.'s character. I'm gonna tell you why that's a good move, not only for them at ESPN, but shit for us as real boxing fans. I'm gonna play this clip real quick and I'm gonna break it down for you.
If you don't have oversight of the books, right? Approving expenses, or certainly at least knowing where all the money's going, no one would ever agree to a net. The fact that Crawford's, you work off the gross. But if you're working off the net, then certainly if what you're reporting is accurate, then Crawford would be out of his mind not to insist on that.
Of course, that is ESPN's very own boxing expert, quote unquote, Max Kellerman on his show, Max on Boxing. Him and the guy who broke the news, who is Mike Coppinger, who is an ESPN reporter. We boxing nerds already knew this. We knew this at the very least a week ago. If you, I don't know if you guys follow Blue Blood Sports TV. Shout out to Blue Blood Sports TV. But he reported this last Friday. So ESPN are pretty much a week behind what we already knew, which is, you know, Terrence Crawford himself has told Blue Blood said he ran into him in the 7-Eleven right before the Shakur Stevenson event. He said that Crawford told him to put out the information. He gave him permission to. He said that I agreed to everything. I took the 35%. I took the no upfront guaranteed money. He said I took everything. They don't want the fight. He said he didn't say Earl didn't want the fight. He said Earl people don't want the fight. And now a week later, of course, ESPN now reported on their only boxing show. It's probably the worldwide leader in sports, so they got one boxing show, but that's another conversation. They put out a week later that, you know, that Bud wants transparency. Crawford wants transparency when it comes to the books. And it makes sense. It makes sense that since you're not getting any guaranteed upfront money, you're not getting no guaranteed purse, that you want to see how much you're going to make in a fight. You want transparency of the books. You want to know what's being sold. You want to know what's being sold for how much. You want to know the seating charts in the arena, how they're being sold and for how much. Merch. You want to know how merch is being split, 65-35 between you and Spence. So you want to know how much is actually 35%. You want to know how much a t-shirt costs. You want to know what's 35% of that t-shirt. It's common. Come on, it's common sense. I don't have to go down no farther than that. I don't think with you guys. I think you're all adults. You kind of understand. So if this is true, what's been reported is true, I say that because I don't like I say this all the time. I don't like talking about the money in boxing because I'm always going to be pro fighter. I don't care what it is, who it is, how it is. I'm going to be pro fighter regardless because I feel like the people who actually takes the time, not only taking punches, that's like the easy part. Any fighter will tell you that's the easy part. Training camp and getting ready for the fight, putting your body and your mind do what these fighters have to do to get in that ring in front of not only, especially at that level, getting in front of the ring in front of millions of people. It takes a special person and they deserve whatever they ask for. So I'm gonna be pro fighter. So of course I'm gonna lean, if this is true, is what's being reported by Mike Coppinger is true, which that's the second time I'm hearing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we heard it from Blue Blood a couple of weeks last week. Shout out to the Trill Boxing Talk. They've been reporting that the fight wasn't going to happen on November 19th. I don't remember him giving a reason why it wasn't going to happen. He just said, just watch. If I'm talking about Black, he pretty much said, just watch, it's not going to happen. But he's pro Spence, so if this is the news, I don't see him putting out this news, himself. You know what I mean? But I don't really know it. Maybe he did. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't watch the whole show, but maybe he did mention something like that. But if this is true, if all Terrence Crawford asked for after taking everything else, all he asked for is transparency, and PBC are pushing back on that, then I'm going to have to agree with Max. And that is hard for me to say. I actually threw up in my mouth a little bit when I said that. A little bit of throw up. Just a little teeny bit came up in my mouth. I'm going to have to agree with Max on this. That is why it's not an Earl Spence duck. He's called an Earl Spence a duck, which I'm going to get into that later. But it is most definitely a duck by Al Haymon. Al Haymon is ducking something for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe he don't have 100% faith in his fighter. Maybe he don't have 100% faith that this fight going to sell, which in my opinion is asinine. If he still don't think this fight is not going to sell, then he's not the businessman that he's proclaiming to be. But I digress again. I gotta say it one more time. I agree with Max on that. He's avoiding the fight for some reason. If this is what being reported is true. There's two sources now. There's two sources that I heard it from: Blue Blood and now ESPN. But this is why it could be. This is why it could be bullshit. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break it all the way down for you. This is why this could be bullshit, and why fans should still be on these reporters' necks, even on some of these YouTube channels' necks. This is why this could be bullshit. Terrence Crawford is not signed with PBC. I'm gonna say that one more time. Terrence Crawford is a free agent. He is not signed to PBC. He has no interest in expanding or keeping the reputation of PBC. That is the farthest thing from what he really wants, in my opinion. Really not an opinion, that's a fact. ESPN are the rivals of PBC. They are the largest competitor to PBC. They're two, in my opinion, the two largest networks are the two largest entities in boxing right now. Is of course PBC and ESPN. Golden Boy's not even close, and the Zone damn sure ain't close. So those two networks are the kings of boxing. Why ESPN don't have a fight, dog in the race no more? They still would take an opportunity to shit on their competitor. With Terrence Crawford team knowing that, they got connections still and relationships still with ESPN. I'm pretty sure he has Max Kellerman's number. Max Kellerman has Terrence Crawford's number. So I'm pretty sure if Max Kellerman heard through the grapevine that Terrence Crawford leaked some news out on YouTube to a guy by the name of Blue Blood Sports TV, I'm pretty sure if I'm Mike Coppinger or if I'm Max Kellerman, I'm gonna make that call. I'm gonna talk to Crawford and try to see if I can get an exclusive and get this information. Now I'm pretty sure there's like some NDAs written or something like that, so I'm pretty sure it has to be quote unquote leaked from a source. It can't be leaked from the horse's mouth to ESPN, which I don't think that's the truth, because he leaked it to Blue Blood. But I don't know, that's bullshit. Let's go to this main story. ESPN, I think, is using this opportunity to shit all over Al Haymon. That is my opinion. This is the reason why, you really can't believe it, but you can believe it. It's a weird situation. You can believe it's 50-50 truth. It's like giving half truth to somebody. You know what I mean? It's like telling your wife that, yeah, I went to the strip club, but I ain't get no lap dance. You know damn well you got a lap dance in the strip club. But, but you really can't believe them though. ESPN has been known, especially this year alone, the last 2 years, they've been known to be leaking and putting out bullshit ass news on a repeated, continuous motherfucking basis. So, with that being said, and with the interest of not only shitting on their competitor, but also shitting on the biggest fight in boxing, because like I said before, they have no ties to this fight, so they can shit on it just a little bit and get these casual fans just a little bit less interested in the fight. They're gonna take the opportunity to do so. They're gonna take the opportunity to shit on the fight. But this, in closing, this is gonna come back to bite them in the butt. I think this right here is gonna get them really it's a win-win for ESPN, because they can report the fight and get coverage on it, on reporting it, blase, or they can keep the fight from being made and shit on Al Haymon a little bit. But what I think is going to wind up happening though is Al Haymon can be called a duck. Al Haymon can be called all kind of shit out of his name. Al Haymon don't give a fuck. Al Haymon do not care what anybody on any network, on any YouTube channel, on any article, on anything. Al Haymon don't give two shits on what the public thinks of him. Al Haymon is not in the public eye. He's not giving interviews. He's not doing nothing. That's why Max Kellerman. That's what Max Kellerman said. What he said at the end of the show. I'm gonna play this clip real quick before I get in close. I'm gonna play this real clip, real quick. Just listen to this.
Transparency to the books, of the books. He's not letting them take a look at the books. And that's why Crawford won't sign, because that sounds to me, Mike, like a duck. That sounds like Al Haymon doesn't think that his guy is going to win and is ducking Terence Crawford.
See, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. That with that one statement, that 20-second clip, he shit on both Al Haymon and Errol Spence. Like I said, Al Haymon not gonna give a fuck. Al Haymon don't care about them saying that he's ducking Terence Crawford because he don't think Terence Crawford, or he don't think Errol Spence can beat Terence Crawford. Al Haymon can give two fucks about that assassination of his character. But Earl cares. I know for a fact Earl cares. The part where they said, but Max Kellerman said that Errol Spence is not allowing Terence Crawford transparency of his books. Errol Spence has nothing to do with it. Well, I ain't say nothing to do with it. He does. He actually has everything to do with it, because he actually controls it. Al Haymon is just the advisor. From what I know, from what we know of anyway. We don't know the business relationship or nothing of that. We just assuming. But Earl care. I know for a fact the fighter in Earl is pissed off a little bit. I know he's calling Al like, what the fuck is going on? What are y'all doing? My name is getting dragged through the mud on ESPN. My stock is falling when it comes to the casual fans on it because of ESPN reporting this bullshit. What are y'all doing for me to get this fight? I'm not fighting Keith Thurman. I want Terence Crawford. What are y'all doing to secure me this fight? Is it true? That's the biggest thing right here. Is it true that you're not allowing Terence Crawford transparency when it comes to it? Shit, is it even true that you giving him no guaranteed money? I don't even know if even knew that. If it is true, this is what I'm saying. This will work out, I think, in our favor. The fans, the ones who actually care about the fight, the ones who want the fight, the ones who are not wearing the suit and ties, and who is trying to penny pinch off of every little bit of crumbs and crevices that we can get our money off of from this fight, that we're not even putting any type of sweat into. We are the ones paying the money and ones demanding the fight, but we have little to no say so, because we are arguing back and forth between fan bases about which fighter should get what per spit and which fighter has the least amount of sales and blah 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 blah. While we doing that in these little chats, and when we doing that in the comment sections of videos and on social media and all that shit, while we arguing amongst fans, these suit and tie motherfuckers are literally holding up the fight because they do not want a fighter. Listen to what, even if you don't like Terence Crawford, if this is true, again, I'm gonna say it again, if this is what being reported by Mike Carpenter is true, and Blue Blood Sports TV, again, he reported it also, if this is true, whether you hate Terence Crawford or not, you have to admit as a boxing fan that you have to say that, yo, that is kind of crazy that Al Haymon is offering a former unified champion, a 3-division champion, a current pound for pound fighter. Whether you think he's number 1 or number 4, it don't matter. A current best in the world fighter. You are offering this man no guaranteed money. You offered Ugas $1.5 million or some bullshit. You could have at least offered. You didn't offer Crawford that. 1.5. Like, you don't think the fight is going to outsell Ugas versus Spence? How do you not think this fight is going to outsell Ugas and Spence? Put 2 and 2 together, y'all. Please put this shit together in your head. Get out the matrix for a second. Can we blame out? Like I said in our last video, can we blame Al Haymon yet? Because I don't think, it's not that he don't want the fight. Like I said in the last video, it's not that he don't want the fight. That's what the fanboy in me would say. The fanboy in me would say exactly what Max Kellerman said, that it's a duck. He's ducking Terrence Crawford because he don't think Earl can beat Terrence. That's what the fan in me would say. But the guy who actually got his eyes wide open, his ears wide open, and actually watching this bullshit without no type of bias involved, it's just Al Haymon. He can't get the profit off of it he wants. He can't get what he wants. What he really wants is to get Crawford to sign a long-term deal, at least a 3 to 4 fight deal. This is what he really wants. He wants Crawford buckled down for a little bit. And if Crawford wins, Crawford going to be the man. Crawford going to be the man if Crawford wins. That Charlo fight is going to be huge. And if he got to go through these negotiations again with Terrence Crawford and Charlo, it is going to be a headache for him, because he's not going to be able to get maximum amount of profit off of both of those possible rematch clauses. Like, it's going to be a rematch clause in that fight too. So there's 4 fights that he's not maximizing his profits in. And because he knows this, because he know it and feel it in his soul, and Terrence Crawford has, my opinion, the right approach this time, after being fucked over by a promoter for so long, that he's not doing it again. He learned his lesson. That is the man who you should be praising, in my opinion. Well, you can say that he held the fight up by re-signing with Bob and all that shit. That's fine. I agree with you with that, because I actually was upset with him myself for re-signing with Bob. But now, if you shit on him for that, if you shit on Crawford for re-signing with Bob and not praising him for what he's doing now, then you are not a boxing fan. You are a man fan. And you are actually a fan of Al Haymon more than you are a fan of Terrence Crawford. And that is what makes me sick to my stomach. But with that being said, man, this is of course your favorite channel, man, CTB. This is Chin Tub Boxing. I'm of course your boy Jay Slay. And I hope for a motherfucking fact that I wreck your chin with that one. Peace.